Now what will it be? Death or exile?
Ever since I heard the howl of the wind, I didn't need to go where a Bible went.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Film Exiles review. This is Brandon, and I just walked out from seeing the film The Way Back, directed by Gavin O'Connor and starring Ben Affleck. On its surface, this is your traditional sports movie about a terrible team overcoming the odds and becoming victorious by the end. But in reality, this film is far more than that. This is a much more personal story about a man who has lost his way, who has cut himself off from the world and lost in his own darkness. It's a film about the power of depression and this man's fear to ask for help. It's obviously a very personal story for Ben Affleck and very likely to many people who feel lost in their own darkness. It's a film about discovering a purpose that helps you fight your way back into the light. The screenplay by Gavin O'Connor and Brad Inglesby never spoon-feeds you the story. Much of the lead character's depression is told visually, and the layers of his pain are slowly peeled back as the film moves on. As someone that battles with depression, I found much of my own self-destruction depicted very accurately. My inability to ask for help or share my feelings, my sense of self-imposed loneliness, the feeling that admitting my problems somehow makes me a weak person. It's all addressed and played out in a way that I can absolutely relate to. Ben gives an excellent performance of a broken man who finds something that gives him purpose. His mannerisms again show the state of mind so that the screenplay doesn't have to spell it out for you. For example, when he decides to take on the coaching role, his arms are always in his pockets at his side. His head is always looking down like he feels like he isn't worth anything. But as he finds his place and his ability to help this team or these kids, his arms leave his sides, he becomes more expressive. It's the clues into someone's state of mind that aren't always apparent, but it's easy to see if you're looking. There are more than a few moments where I felt the urge to tear up a bit. I feel anyone that battles depression can learn from a film like this and what Ben's character goes through. This is not the first time Affleck and O'Connor have worked together, although it's a very different film than The Accountant. There's not much that the two films have in common, but it is obvious that Ben and Gavin just trust each other, and the movie definitely excels because of that. The score by Rob Simonson is more somber and touching than what you would expect from a sports movie. Usually you think of a rousing, inspiring soundtrack showing the growth of the team, but this score highlights the real story and that it's about the man, not the team. It fits very well with the film. The cinematography was harder for me to discuss in this one. My theater seems to like to run the projector at 50% brightness, giving the image a much more muddy look. From what I could see though, the cinematography was very competent. Many of the shots are long takes, allowing the actors to truly emote and come through organically without just switching back and forth every time someone else on screen is talking. Overall, I would definitely recommend this film, especially to anyone that battles the feeling of being lost. There is inspiration to be found in the film, but it comes from a much more personal level. Don't be afraid to talk to someone about how you feel. Don't think that you are weak for being depressed. Ask for help, and don't feel like you need to avoid the people that love you. And that's it. Again, I recommend this movie very, very much. I hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time, stay exiled.